Okay, hello, good evening, everyone. My name is Brad Gottschall. I'm the Lower Paxton Township Manager, and I will give a brief summary of this evening's agenda before we begin, particularly for the benefit of those who may be watching at home on television. Under new business, the board has a number of items to address this evening, including action to execute a quitclaim deed with Mr. and Mrs. Armstrong for tax parcel 3503-123. Next, the board will take action to approve the conveyance of a permanent and temporary easement for the Fairmont Drive Bridge and Culvert Replacement Project, after which the board will take action to approve resolutions 22-13 and 22-14, both of which relate to planning modules for two different subdivision plans within the township for sewer purposes. Finally, under new business, the board will take action to appoint the Assistant Township Manager and Finance Director as the applicant for FEMA and PEMA related COVID-19 funding requests. After that, the board will take action on improvement guarantees, finally, the payment of township and authority bills. And with all that being said, the board members are seated and prepared to conduct business. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Gottschall. Call this meeting of the Lower Paxton Board of Supervisors to order. If everyone would please rise, Supervisor Zumas will lead us in the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Tonight, before we begin, we need to take note of the fact that in the city of Lebanon this past week, Police Lieutenant William Lebo was shot and killed while responding to a domestic dispute, I believe. Two other City of Lebanon police officers were injured and remain in the hospital. At this time, we'd like to observe a moment of silence in memory of Lieutenant Lebo and offer each in his own way prayers for the recovery of the other two officers. Thank you. We'll now move to approve the minutes, and these would be minutes for the December 7th, 2021 business meeting, the December 14th, 2021 workshop meeting, and the December 21st, 2021 business meeting. Is there a motion?
So moved.
So moved. Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Now is the time for public comment. Public comment is for items not on the agenda tonight. If you're here for an item on the agenda, we'll have public comment on that item at that time. So I see we have an item under public comment and a familiar face.
Good evening, Tom Stang from Waste Management. I will not take up much of your time tonight. I just wanted to come out before the board. I've been part of Waste Management working with the township for 20 plus years. And I'll be retiring from the company next week. And I just felt I needed to come before you and thank you for the business partnership that we've had. There's a gentleman that will be replacing me. Brad, we missed you last week when I stopped in with my replacement. We did meet with Amanda for about a half hour or so. His name is Don Isabella. He's been in the solid waste industry for 20 plus years, previously working for Republic Services in the same role that I'm in, working with municipal governments. He also was in the cart industry, selling mobile carts, so that name may be familiar to some, but he's already come on board, and I'm doing some introductions throughout my geographical territory that I cover. And like I said, we've had a nice business relationship, and I just felt I needed to come before you. I wish some of the other board members I worked with for many years could be here as well. Sorry, Robin's not here because, she might have had one last opportunity to beat up on me,
No, she's on the phone.
Oh, hi, Robin. And so that's all, folks. I just wanted to come and thank you for the relationship. Steve, I know you and I have come across in other municipalities as well, so appreciate working with you the way I've worked with you as well. So that's.
Well, Tom, thank you for everything that you've done. I know particularly the last 2 years have been more than challenging.
Yeah.
All sorts of things thrown at waste management as well as all of us. And you've been, every time we've called, you've come here, even when things were a little tense. But we certainly appreciate your efforts over the years. I hope you have a great retirement.
I'm looking forward to it, and I think that Don will come in and do an excellent job representing waste management and working well with the township. So,
Good luck, Tom.
okay. Yes.
Oh,
I would like to thank you for the past 9 years that I have dealt with you. And as Roman said, the past 2 years, I know we were a pain in the butt, but thank you again for all that you've done for us, and congratulations on your retirement.
Okay. Thank you as well. Appreciate it.
thank you, Tom. Best wishes.
Thanks, Tom.
Good luck, Tom. Yep, good luck, buddy.
Mr. Chairman, if I may just make a comment as to Tom as well. I have to say, Tom actually literally watched me grow up. We started working together, I think, over 10 years ago, actually, in Frackville, when I was a council member, all that way away. So he has an interesting outlook on me personally. So, Tom, I appreciate your all your business work that we've had over the years. So. Good luck. Thank you, sir.
Now he tells us that he knows you that well. We could have gotten good intel over the years from him here. Good. Yeah, really. Way to keep a secret, Brad. So. Now it's time for chairman and board member comments. Any comments, board members?
Any from the phone?
Okay. That takes us to the manager's report. We have pictures.
A little presentation this evening. Members of the board, I have 4 items this evening. I'll go through them pretty quickly, but 4 items here. First, most of which are actually parks related, so it's pretty good news. First, I want to make note to the public specifically that you should really try to join your neighbors and friends this Saturday, April 9th, at the township's Easter egg extravaganza. Hop along from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. at Brightville Park. This annual Easter celebration, which is sponsored by the Knights of Columbus, Council 869, and the Hershey Company, is free and open to children ages 2 through 10. So far, as it stands today, we have 20 local organizations that will be on site, handing out goodies while you hop from station to station. Other activities to include pictures with the Easter Bunny, a magician, face painting, a bounce house, and pony rides. So please log on to the township's website where you can register to this event. As of today, we have over 600 people already registered to attend, so it should be a pretty good event. Number 2, I just wanted to give a quick update on the board's ambitious park revitalization project, and that's what you may see on the screen here as we see some pictures scrolling through. You may have noticed some exciting activity in the park near you. With demolition of playground equipment in the Centennial Acres and Kings Crossing parks so far, making way for new infrastructure, which is on its way pretty quickly here. Shortly thereafter will also be demolition and construction of the Lamplight Playground as well. Contractors have also completed installing new fencing along Balthaser Street at the Gary Lowe Field in Coons Park. And furthermore, in the works at this time is the complete renovation of the basketball courts at Brightville Park, which should commence with construction any day here and take approximately 2 weeks to wrap up. So that's the Parks Revitalization Project in a quick nutshell here. Number 3, also as part of the Parks Revitalization Project alongside construction, the township is developing a parks master plan, as we all know, through the assistance of an independent consulting firm, YSM. We will be holding a public meeting on Wednesday, April 27th at 6:30 p.m. right here in this very room. This meeting will be integral to the master plan process in the way that it will allow us to collect public input. To the general public, this is your chance to shape the way our park system looks and feels for a very long time to come. So please come out to join us on the 27th, where you'll get to share your personal vision with the township. And finally, members of the board, our human resources manager remains quite busy lately, working to fill a number of vacancies due to retirements, resignations, and seasonal work, including, yes, for her very own position. So please visit lowerpaxton-pa.gov/jobs to explore our employment opportunities, including human resource manager, GIS technician, deputy fire chief, and a number of part-time and seasonal vacancies, really for which we're having most difficulties filling right now on those ones. But take a look at those, some pretty good opportunities to work for your township. So
Good.
Thank you very much.
Well, congratulations on getting the Parks Revitalization projects underway. And this is only the beginning of what's going to be a multi-year, multi-million-dollar effort. So eventually every park in the township is going to see some amount of improvement taking place. So keep an eye out. We have no old business. This will take us to new business, and we'll begin with item 9A, action to execute a quit claim deed with Michael A. Armstrong and Catherine G. Armstrong for tax parcels 35-003-123. Mr. Godshall, a quick explanation.
Yes, sir. Members of the board, this board may recall back in March of 2021 when Mr. Krulak came forward to donate a parcel of undeveloped land to the north of Parkway East. It was up in the mountain. In June of that year, the board moved to accept the donation, for which we thanked the donor at that time. Fast forward to today in 2022, a neighboring property owner has come forward, essentially contesting ownership of that parcel prior to the township's acceptance last year. So after researching the matter and noting a pretty unclear title ownership as produced by Mr. Krulak, Solicitor Stein has recommended that I have the board offload the property and essentially revert it to the to Mr. and Mrs. Armstrong, who really, for all intents and purposes, rightfully own the property in question back in 2021. So at this time, it is recommended that the board take action to approve this quitclaim deed, conveying the property to Mr. and Mrs. Armstrong.
Brad, we had somebody give away property they didn't own?
Yes, as maybe Mr. Stein could attest, essentially the chain of custody on this piece of property has been a bit easy.
Let's put it this way, the chain of title on the Armstrong side is solid. The chain of title on the Krulak side, actually, it was almost like it forked. He had two separate chains of title for the same property. One he got through, I think it was a tax deed. Steve Feinauer is the attorney for the Armstrongs, so if I miss anything, he can fill you in. But one tract came from a tax deed, and another tract came from another person, and we could never figure out. And they didn't mesh together at all, so they were completely separate. Somehow he he acquired the property twice from different entities. I guess I don't know, but it didn't give us a whole lot of confidence. So, and the Armstrongs have clear title, so that's not an issue. And the property, as you know, was given to us before, so we just thought it was right to just give it back to the Armstrongs, who were the rightful owners.
It's kind of weird.
Okay. Is there a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I move that we execute the quit claim deed with Michael A. Armstrong and Catherine G. Armstrong for tax parcel 35003123.
So moved. Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Okay, there we go.
Mr. Solicitor, there's not a little sign that says Lower Paxton Parks when that.
No, no.
No, nor is there a trash can there.
Okay.
Okay, good. So the property now resides with Mr. and Mrs. Armstrong. Very good. Moving on to 9B, we need to take action to approve the conveyance of permanent and temporary easements for Lower Paxton Township Authority for the Fairmont Drive Bridge/Culvert Replacement Project. Mr. Godshall.
Yes, sir. Members of the board, as part of its ongoing sewer and stormwater replacement project, the Township Authority will be replacing Fairmont Drive culvert. For this to occur, the authority will need to have conveyed to it from the township, which is the legal owner, a permanent easement and a temporary construction easement. So this is merely a bureaucratic paper transfer of property.
Will that, in terms of putting in the new culvert and bridge, is it going to be wider, do you know, at the end of it? It's a very narrow turn there right now.
I believe Mr. Weaver has confirmed that it will be widened a bit.
A bit.
Yes.
Well, that's,
Mr. Gutschall,
Yes.
6 feet, 3 feet on each side.
oh, okay. That's very much needed. Whenever you go around there, what you don't want to do is meet a larger vehicle or a truck or something coming by. Do we have a motion on item 9B then?
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, I move that we approve the action conveyance of permanent and temporary easements to LPTA for the Fairmont Drive Bridge/Culvert Replacement Project.
So moved. Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Aye.
Item 9C, action to approve Resolution 22-13, adopting the Mr. Car Wash Planning Module for submission to the Pennsylvania Department of Environmental Protection. Mr. Godshall, anything stick out on this particular one as unusual?
No, sir, it's not unusual. I may just point out that this module will essentially add capacity in the amount of 47 EDUs to the township's collection system, for which there is certainly capacity, and no new public sewer extension is required. So very much straightforward.
And this is the car wash that's going to be built where the Speedway was, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
5390 Jonestown Road.
Yes. Okay, any questions? Is there a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I move that we approve Resolution 2213, adopting the Mr. Car Wash Planning Module for submission to the Pennsylvania Department of Environmental Protection.
Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
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 We now need to take action to approve Resolution 22-14, adopting the Kepler Planning Module for submission to the PADEP.
Members of the board, on this particular resolution, we're talking about a net addition of 3 EDUs. They will all be single-family lots and in this subdevelopment, and no new public sewer extension is required on this one either. And this is north of Blackberry Lane.
Okay. Is there a motion?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I make a motion that we approve action on Resolution 22-14, adopting the Kepler Planning Module for submission to the Pennsylvania Department of Environmental Protection.
So moved. A second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
And 9E, action to appoint the Assistant Township Manager/Finance Director as the applicant's agent and primary contact for FEMA, PEMA COVID-19 funding requests.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just very briefly, this is in addition to the CARES money that we had received in 2020 in relation to COVID-19 efforts. The FEMA window still remains open, and we were able to backtrack and find costs that will be ready for submission through the federal process at 100% reimbursement, probably to the tune of about $20,000. So this would designate myself as a primary contact with FEMA and our PEMA representatives to move this process ahead and close it out here before the summer arrives.
Very good. Is there a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I move that we appoint the Assistant Township Manager / Finance Director as the applicant's agent and primary contact for the FEMA COVID-19 funding requests.
So moved to second.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
This takes us to subdivision and land development, of which we have improvement guarantees. Well, that's not, okay, there are 3. All appear to be fairly routine. Do we have any questions? Hearing none, is there a motion?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I move that we approve the improvement guarantees as noted.
So moved. Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Aye. This now takes us to the payment of bills for Lower Paxton Township and the Lower Paxton Township Authority. Mr. Treasurer.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I move that we approve the payment of bills for Lower Paxton Township and Lower Paxton Township Authority.
So moved. Any questions? Hearing none, is there a second?
Second.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Anybody have any further announcements for the good of the order tonight? Hearing none, the next board meeting will be a workshop meeting 1 week from tonight. It'll be Tuesday, April 12th already, just a couple days before tax day, and we will be here at 7 p.m. With that, is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second? Second. All in favor, aye? Aye.
Aye.
Meeting adjourned. Ooh, 22 minutes.